Welcome friends to a Star Wars lore video. Today we're going to examine an unusual creature, the Assembler Kuda Mubat. This creature was able to act as a mastermind, a go-between if you will, for many criminal organisations, and we'll dive a little into that history towards the end. In appearance, it's a big spider. It has large round body shape and 6 chitinous legs. It lives in a giant web that drifts through space. It's of a tubular design. Depending on who wants to visit it, it will meet them in the main chamber and adjust the atmosphere to suit the visitor that's coming. Now, woven into the web, if you examine it closer, are space garbage, broken droids, etc. Now, the web itself is not separate to the assembler, it's actually a part of him. And there are connections, microscopic neurofibers. These provide nourishment to the assembler. It also allows him to communicate with what are termed as nodes. These are individual arachnoid beings created from the web's essence. And they, like the assembler, are also connected to the web via neurofibers. Now, each of the nodes themselves only has a limited form of intelligence, just enough to do a job for the assembler. And they all have names that suit their roles. So the one called Lookout gazes through a lens to view the exterior of what we'll loosely call a ship. The Calculator node will interpret the data required to make the deals. Others identifies objects or people. A signaler will guide ships coming into the dock. And docker and handler, yes, you've guessed it, secure ships against the entry port to the web. They do this with vacuum-adapted scale tentacles. Now, the node called Listener is defined as a tympanic membrane that picks up sounds around the web. And finally, and crucially for the role that the assembler himself fulfills, is Balance Sheet, who maintains the finances. This node plays an important role that we'll come back to a little later. Now, it's not known where this strange species come from, but there is an idea put forward in Star Wars, The Essential Guide to Alien Species. And here we have a brief conversation between Fett and a scientist, where Fett puts forward what he knows about the creature, and that's what we'll read directly from now. They're arachnids that create and control their own environment through a web of neurofiber connections, sending charges of electromagnetic energy. They consume anything that floats by them, including living beings, which might explain some of the stuff that's left in the web. As long as they are not valuable, they create drones called nodes to carry out day-to-day affairs. Each has a particular role to play. And then Fett goes on to say that the assembler's species evolve from nodes from other assemblers. And Mubat's own intelligence evolved as a node, and he killed the previous assembler to take his place. So it's always one of the smaller subnodes taking over from the main, what we'll term node. In this case, it would be the assembler. And so on and so forth. Now let's dive into a little of his history in relation to criminal gangs. One of the biggest customers that Kuda Mubat has is the Bounty Hunters Guild. Now they call upon his services to make sure that prompt payments are received from the bounties collected by the guild's members. Now, Kudar, due to his abilities, played a crucial role in many plans for people such as Kuat of Kuat or Prince Izor of the Black Sun organization. Now, the head of the Black Sun organization with Kudar tried to put in effect a very ambitious plan. It was the destruction of the Bounty Hunters Guild, and also involved in this was the attempted death of Boba Fett. Now, for his part, Kudar spoke to Fett, convincing him to join the guild so that he could bring about its destruction. But Mubat was betrayed by one of his own. There was a sub-node called Balance Sheet that, unlike the others, had continued to grow in intelligence. And in the end, it severed its connection to both the web and Mubat, and formed its own alliance with the Prince of the Black Sun. And together they were able to overthrow Kudar. So in this weakened position, Kudar begged Boba Fett to take him away, but Fett declined this pathetic offer. And now the pieces of Kudar's web drifted through space for a long time before they were approached by Fett, along with a few others. They were looking for information on Kuat's plans. Now, due to the strange biology that an assembler has, they were able to bring this spider-like creature back to life, but the memory that had been there was damaged, and it couldn't provide the information that they wanted. And the last surviving part of Kudar, Balance Sheet, would return and find its creator and destroy it utterly through the use of laser cannons, which incinerated the web. And that, friends, is where we will end today's video.